Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Market getting a little bit of a lift here today, Joel. Getting back actually most of what we lost yesterday. Draghi's been talking here for about the last 10 minutes, and it's been popping up the spoos. We just made a high just under 1589, pulling back here a little bit, 1585 and a quarter.
Yeah, we can't go down 2 days in a row, Dennis. I
Just not
mean, that
allowed in this
that
market.
that would be sacrilegious. Couple parameters to keep an eye on. Wednesday's interday high, 1589.50. That kind of started the sell-off yesterday, right? The 9:30 open. We got to 88.75 here, just on that recent pop, and starting to wither a little bit. But I'll look at that whole 1590 level here as major resistance. And then coming back on the downside, really no major support until you get back down around the close at 1578.75. Still 5.5 points away from there. Also, keep in mind we do have the unenjoyment number coming out tomorrow. So you could see some position squaring ahead of that. We took a nice dip off that last time.
Yeah, you never know with those unemployment numbers. Sometimes they can be, pretty market moving events. The last couple times, sometimes then it's not as market moving. So, will be interesting to see what those numbers are tomorrow at 8:30. Facebook, Joel. Let's move on to the earnings there from last night. They actually missed by a penny, 12
Penny.
cents versus 13 cents. But mobile ad revenue is looking good. Obviously, I've said I don't like those mobile ads to begin with, but that's been increasing. So that's why the stock is getting a little bit of a lift despite missing by a penny. It's up 54 cents, but it was pretty wild after it reported. Look at those bars there at the beginning of your chart when they reported. What was the high after hours high there?
28.68 was the high, and then you had a low at 26.56.
Wow,
So
what a
basically,
range
yeah,
there in the first basically minute or
yeah.
two after it released. All over the place, the news algo settled in. It's been a slow, steady climb here, really, for the rest of the, well, at least for the pre-market session here.
Yeah, in the last hour, we've been hugging 27.70's been the lower end of the trading range. Facebook sneaking up over 28 here on a couple occasions. If you go to the daily chart here, take a look at Facebook. Sneaking through these highs right now as we
Yeah, a
speak.
couple
But I
sneaky
think the
tops.
bogey here, I think this 28.10, I think this is going to be the level to keep an
Good
eye
swing
on.
number.
Uh, Yep, you blow through that 28.10 level, the stock will be up, close to 70 cents at the time. You got some room to run here in the 28 20s, 30s, and 40s up to the high at 28.64. But if this stock maintains, holds 28, takes out this 28.10, the run can continue. Coming back on the downside, boy, we're quite a ways away from the close and the low, 27.31, 27.53. So you have to pick a number, maybe 27.60 or 70 if you're looking to cover short off this early in the session.
Getting some love for the Motor City today. General Motors reports solid earnings, 67 cents versus 54 cents. Getting a nice pop here, GM is in the pre-market. It's trading up about 70 cents right now at 30.90. Although about an hour ago it was trading quite a bit higher. Where did it tick up to there, Joel?
It took that to
Little
31.74.
overshoot there for
Yeah,
the.
a little over. Yeah, for the traders there, and now coming back to reality here. Believe it or not, still trading up 72 cents. This stock was having a lot of trouble here at the $31 level. The news took it through that high at 30.97 and 31.08. We blew through that. Now we're underneath that area, so I'd still use that as resistance. You break above this 31.08 level, then you're looking at the pre-market range, quite a bit higher at 31.70. GM, I mean, still long ways away from that IPO price at around $35. So also on a monthly chart, you're getting confirmation here of the 31 level. So keep an eye on that. GM holds 31. It's good to go north. Below 31, you could look for some profit taking in the stock.
Earnings from Visa here last night as well, and the stock is getting a $4 pump here in the pre-market, 170 and a half from 166.02 close. Interesting that they popped where Mastercard dropped on their earnings yesterday morning. So Visa going in the opposite direction. The pair traders getting a little bit hurt maybe in that one. Stock did break out over this key 170 level. There's a couple highs that you'll probably find though in the upper 170s, and that's actually right where it ticked to. What's the high?
171.01's been the high.
Big
We
number.
pulled back here. Yeah, pulled back to just trading here in a really a 50-cent range here over the last couple hours between 170 and 150. Looking at the daily chart here, you do have the high of the move, a double top
Yep.
at 170.99 and 170.96. So that's 50 cents away there. So you have to respect that level as resistance, as well as the pre-market high, which is right at that level. Coming back on the downside here, you got to look at this 170 level as minor supports, but holding up over the last half hour or so. I think you break below 170 and you got some room to fill in on the downside. Yesterday's high is way down at 168.26, so that's what you would need to fill the gap.
International Paper reported earnings here too. That's this morning, 65 cents versus 74. So a big miss for International Paper, and they are taking it and beating it now. Actually, after the earnings report, it didn't really trade down very much. And I was looking at it, only down 30, 40 cents. But now they've come in with their selling shoes on. It's only still traded 7,000 shares, but is offered down at 73.98. This thing just ticked down, or I'm sorry, 43.98. This thing just ticked down to 43.20. So it's back at 44 right now, but looks like International Paper is going to be very weak here today.
A little bit of an overshoot here on the downside, 43.20, getting a rebound to the $44 area. The stock is just kind of got the accordion formation here, up and down, and now you break it down here through the $45 level. Boy, this stock 44.56. We've already taken that out. That was low on March 25th. Looking at the dailies here, I guess you can't really see major support here until the 41.78 low. That was the low you had at the beginning of March. But just keep an eye on this whole $44 area. 43.94 was also a major point. So they get you hold 44, you got a chance to rally up and trade in a little bit of yesterday's range. You got a buck and a half to go to fill the gap. Coming on the downside, boy, besides that pre-market low at 43, what was that pre-market
43.20.
43.20, yeah. Boy, that's might be a little bit overshoot, probably nice round number, 43. Might have some paper there to support the stock.
Couple other ones here just reported. Kellogg reported earnings. It is trading down about 80 cents right now. They reported 99 cents versus a buck 03. I'll fly through a few of these here, Joel.
Okay.
Last night, Prudential reported earnings. PRU, they beat big time, 228 versus a buck 89. That stock is trading up over $1.50 in the pre-market. You might want to do a quick technical on this because you had multiple highs in the 60-50, 60-60 area, and it looks like we're going to open up over that area right now. So could be a little bit of a breakout here for Prudential.
Yeah, several highs in that area. 60-60 was the highest of those highs on March 15th. You are trading above that level. You've just spotty trades here all the way up to 61.02. So use that 60-60 as support. It comes back down to that level. Still good to go to north. Below that, you have a lot of real estate here to go down to 59.28. They had a weak close in it. Interestingly, you did have basically a triple top at 60, 45, 51, and 47. So you are breaking above that. So that 60-50 level will be key for Prudential. Looking at it longer term, the weeklies confirm the same thing. And then if going a little bit longer term, if the thing really wants to run, 61.94 was a high back in May of 2012.
Draghi's still talking here, Joel, and the spoos. Bring up the chart on here again because we are slowly drifting down. It got the initial spike when he started speaking. Bring up the pre-market chart here. You'll see the sell-off though, because basically since he's started speaking, you can see the spike up. We have come down here now. We're only up 5.5 points now. So slow, steady drift down for the overall market. Somewhat concerning here that we couldn't hold on to those gains more than a few minutes here in the pre-market.
Yeah, I mean, you got a big pop off, that the ECB news and then Draghi speaking, and then he probably had his orders out to get out at yesterday's intraday high at 1589.50, and when they missed that by 3 ticks, he probably got a little bit nervous and started bringing his offers down though. But it's one of those situations where you see something trading up in the pre-market, and you hope it opens up that level to confirm, trading with the prior day's levels. But, with the volatility you have with the high freaks and the algo traders and stuff, basically have already sold off 5 points since that level.
Yeah, let's go just back to the earnings here briefly. Yelp is yelping higher here, $28 this morning. They reported earnings there last night, missed by a couple cents, but they find something to love in the report, obviously, because the stock is trading up significantly here in the pre-market, making a new 52-week high here, breaking out for Yelp.
28.50 was the pop after the 28.50. Got a buck pullback here to the 27.57 level. So I'd keep an eye on that as minor support. Consolidating around the $28 level, so might be some sellers at that nice round number. 27.30, we've obliterated that. I believe this is
a yearly high, but it's not a 52-week high. I just correct myself because we were up here in October of last year.
28.64 was the high in October, and then you even got higher in that level, 29.48. But this 28.64 level, you take a look at the pre-market activity, 28.50 high. I think that should be very good resistance in Yelp today.
Couple big guns reporting tonight. AIG will report after the bell. It's already trading up significantly. I was actually going to the newswire. I didn't see why it's trading up here pre-market or not. There must be something on it because it's up 50 cents here in the pre-market, 41.72. Well, I guess that's with fair value kind of, so maybe it's just trading up with the overall market. But they're going to report earnings tonight. And AIG, this chart here is starting to look pretty good again. It needs to get above that one high, 42.66. But if we could break out above there, we'd be in breakout mode on this puppy again.
Yeah, we're still below yesterday's high at 42.21, and then you had another high at 42.38. So still a ways to go to get back to yesterday's and Tuesday's high. So we'll keep above that. You have another bogey here at 42.66. So ahead of earnings, I would not be surprised if some of these resistance levels holds. You're looking at a long-term move up here in the stock. Might not be so easy just to keep this thing going up ahead of earnings.
LinkedIn will report earnings tonight here too. The stock has just been marching and marching. It goes up, it seems like forever. You got to think that $200 is on the minds of a lot of people here because we're now only $4 away from it. It's trading up another buck and a half here in the pre-market, 196.49. I don't know if they'll get it to 200 here in the regular session, but you never know after the earnings report. Well, obviously if it's good, it'll probably bust right through there.
Yeah, we thought 200 was resistance in Netflix too.
I know. These things with the high multiples just keep running.
Yeah, 196.87 has been the high in the pre-market, only trading really only 40 cents away from there. So that's your first resistance point. Looking at the dailies, 195.50 high from yesterday. That's the all-time high in it. That will act as minor support. I mean, you're not making money, shorting this thing, and if you want to go long, then you're going with the herd.
It's just been marching, and it continues to march here. So it's hard to fight that trend. I mean, you can look at that chart and say, it's just basically been straight up. You get a few little pullbacks in there, but for the most part, it's just been a steady climb here. And I guess the trend still remains your friend until it doesn't. So being able to identify when the herd has turned, that's usually the key to trading some stuff like this. But I'd be shocked if they don't try to sneak this over 200 here. Joel, what's the overall market? We're now only up 5 points. Are we going to even remain
Yeah.
positive? We were up at 1 point here today, over 11 points. That was about 25 minutes ago when we started the show. I don't know if it's our talking here that's getting everybody bearish here, but man, this market has pulled back significantly here in the last 10 minutes.
Huh. Well, I mean, I think your high could be in for the day here, 1588.75. The fact that it bumped up against Wednesday's intraday high, adds significance to that level. So I think on any kind of pop up to that area, ahead of that area, you're going to find some sellers. Coming back on the downside, it's interesting, Dennis, because we have a 5 point rally, right, or 10 point rally right now from the low to the high. And I like these 50% retracement levels here. So we're trading right at that level right now, and I think it will be critical for the spoos to hold in right here, right now, or else I think we're going to go back down and test the close.
That's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading session, and we will be back with you and the unemployment number tomorrow.